Are you ready to stretch your brain? Here's our question of the week. Saul, an avid canoeist, decided one day to paddle upstream 6 kilometers. In 1 hour, he could travel 2 kilometers upstream using his strongest stroke. After such strenuous activity, he needed to rest for 1 hour, during which time the canoe floated downstream 1 kilometer. In this manner of paddling for 1 hour and resting for 1 hour, he traveled 6 kilometers upstream. How long did it take him to make this trip? You can pause the video here and see if you can figure this out. And then when you're ready, resume and I'll show you the answer that I got. Welcome back. All right, let's try to unpack this problem. So first of all, what is Saul doing? Well, Saul is paddling upstream 6 kilometers and he's going against the current. How far did he travel during the first hour of paddling? Well, he traveled 2 kilometers upstream during that first hour. What happened in the next hour? Well, he floated downstream 1 kilometer. So let's draw a picture to help us understand how long it took Saul to go 6 kilometers. So we'll start with a chart from 0 to 6 kilometers. And now we'll say in that first hour, he could travel 2 kilometers. Then remember the next hour, he went downstream 1 kilometer. So now he's back to 1 kilometer and it's been 2 hours. Then he went upstream 2 more kilometers. So we're now at 3 kilometers and it took him 3 hours. Then he went back 1 kilometer. And so now he's at 4 hours. Then he went upstream 2 kilometers, and now we're at 5 hours. Then he went downstream 1 kilometer for 6 hours. Upstream 2 kilometers, so now he's at 5 kilometers, and it's taken him 7 hours. Down 1 kilometer at 8 hours. And finally, he's at 6 kilometers at 9 hours. So it took him a total of 9 hours to go 6 kilometers upstream. Are you ready to try the extension? All right, here's our extension question. Suppose after 4 hours on the river, Saul decided to take a lunch break for 1 hour, during which time he floated downstream and he fished a while. Now, how long would it take him to go the 6 kilometers upriver? Again, you can pause the video and let's use the same strategy that we used before. Maybe that'll make it a little bit easier, or you can try a different strategy. When you're ready, you can just resume the video. Okay, welcome back. Was this one a little bit easier? Okay, let's draw another picture. Here we go. So just like before, for the first hour, he went 2 kilometers. Then it took him, he went downstream for 1 hour, so 1 kilometer. So now he's at 1 kilometer, but it took him 2 hours. So this is just like before. Again, upstream 2 kilometers at 3 hours. And then he went back 1 kilometer. So it's now at 4 hours. But remember, this is when he decided to take this lunch break. So now we're going to go back 1 more kilometer, and that took him 1 hour. So at 5 hours, he's only gone 1 kilometer. But now we can continue doing what we were doing before. Up 2 kilometers. So now he's at 3 kilometers at 6 hours. Back 1 kilometer at 7 hours. Ahead 2 kilometers at 8 hours. Back 1 kilometer, 9 hours. Ahead 2 kilometers at 10 hours. Back 1 kilometer at 11 hours. And he gets to 6 kilometers at 12 hours. So it took Saul 12 hours to go 6 kilometers upstream. So I hope that you enjoyed this problem. And remember, if it felt tricky, that just means that your brain grew. This question that we did came from the problem-solving experience in mathematics. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button and leave a comment if you'd like. And better yet, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe so you can see more of this video. As always, thanks for watching.